I wanted to go through some fun things with you about what we do here and about how to do it in your own garden. One of the things I wanted to go through first up is kind of putting plants in the soil, how to plant plants. Ultimately it's pretty simple, but there are ways you can do it that are going to screw it up. So start with the basics, right? Got a plug here from one of our 198 trays. Now you can see it's probably starting to get a little bit root bound in there, so it's when all the roots start to bunch up and they intertwine in amongst each other. They get bound to the thing they're in. So at this stage you could probably, if you really wanted to, tweeze them out, but it'll be okay. The other thing you can do before you plant them is either dip them in some seaweed, or so like a liquid seaweed, not just like straight into a big thing of seaweed. Liquid seaweed, like sea salt, or there's a couple other products on the market. And then, because it's got a hormone in it that will reduce transplant shock, because they get a bit, they're in a nice little home, and then you put them into a new home and they don't like it. They don't like moving house. So, you want to put them into a good soil, in a soil that's nice and friable. It's got, organic matter and lots of nutrients and that kind of stuff, which would be a good home for your little planties. And when you do it, when you put them in, dig a nice, put a little hole, and then make sure that the whole plug is the whole plug, or the whole plant, or where all the soil is underneath the plant is covered. Because if it's showing, sometimes that can dry out more than the soil around it. At that point, you want to give it a little press, and you just want to double check that you can't pull it out. If you just give it like a nice little gentle tug, just want to make sure that it's not going to come out. If it does come out, then you need to obviously put it in there again better, press it down a little bit more, or if the soil's too dry and it won't press down, then you need to moisten the soil a little bit. And at this point, give it a good water in, and away you go. So what we do here as well, if we have a big bed to plant out, and we've got to plant out, close to 200 seedlings, I'll come through. One of the things that I like to do, like to interplant the plants with other plants around them, so that we get a harvest throughout space, and in the same space and throughout the same time that the same plants are getting ready to harvest. So what I'll do, I'll come through, make sure they've got a good strong plug, and I'll put them down in my spacings. And I'll do that the whole way down with all the different varieties that I'm putting in. And then I just come through. So put it all out first, and I'll come through and just bang them in. It really helps if you've got a good soil to do it with, because then it's nice and friable, nice and quick. This works, goes pretty well.